So it's a new dawn, a new day to do the exhaust on the Motor Spirit EG6. Why do I say that? I need like someone to have a filter on my mouth with stupid things that I say who can just grab me and throw me away. So I managed to get most of the exhaust wrapped up yesterday, obviously all welded up. Now this is obviously where they're going to exit the car. I can play around with this a little bit if needs be. Like I'm probably going to close them up a touch. But I reckon just to bring it up a little bit, I'm going to notch the bottom of the sill. So we'll just cut that out and then weld in a sort of U shape. Like, well, we'll put a notch in there, as I said, just so we can bring the exhaust up a bit. So I want it to sit inside the skirt a little bit. I don't want it just coming out under the car. So we're going to do that. Then we'll look at making a mount for this end of the exhaust. So again on the rubber bobbins. And then we can work out what kind of tip we want to do. I've already got a good idea of what I want to do. I'm thinking literally I'll use these bends that I never got to use in the end and put them on the end of the exhaust. So they're kind of swept back along down the side of the car a little bit, which I think should look pretty good. So that's the plan for today. Then we'll get it all wrapped up. I need to paint a lot of it because unfortunately I didn't have any stainless welding wire, so I've only been able to weld in mild steel, which is obviously prone to rust. So I'm going to paint all the welds in a high temp paint, and that's about it. And then we'll measure the sound, because I need to make sure I'm under the sound. That's good, the power's gone. God. Yeah, to make sure I'm under about 100 decibels. If the car's really quiet, then I'm probably going to consider putting in a smaller box and reducing that profile under the car. So let's fix the power and get on with today. So we've got a planned power outage for the next 6 hours. Yeah, that's the joys of working on a military camp. So yeah, I guess I'll see you in 6 hours. Okay, so yeah, the power's gone, but I can still get stuff done, I think, whilst we wait, because I've got plenty of battery powered tools. So let's get on with cutting that notch out and see how we get on. Obviously I can't weld in any new metal, but I should be able to make up the plate that I need to put in there. The only difficulty is getting under the car because it's halfway up, but we should be okay. So I've just marked out where I'm going to cut, and hopefully you can just about see. I'm going to cut along there and there. That's the space I want to open out. Bit of a ball ache that I've got the old sort of jack stand or jacking point behind there, but we'll just have to cut it out. So we're only coming up. I'm going to cut out this plate first, like a nice open square, and then work out how far up I want to go, but probably about 1 inch. And that should see us all right for that. I'd say it's worth mentioning as well, with me doing some grinding, creating sparks and that under the car, I've just wrapped some wet towels around all the sort of fuel connections that I've got, just in case there's any vapour leaking out of there, because that's clearly highly flammable. Alrighty, that's the notch cut out, so you can see that's given me about 1 inch extra clearance, so we should be able to bring it up a bit higher. I can't really go any higher than that because underneath we've got the rear trailing arm, so that should help a little bit. I'm going to stick the exhaust back on, see where we can get it sitting now, and then we'll look at making up a plate. Should be fairly straightforward. It'll just be almost the flip side of that, really. As you can see, that almost goes anyway. Yeah, it'll just be that, and weld it in when we got some power, and that'll be that bit done. That wasn't too bad. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to make a cardboard cutout of the shape to make the new piece of metal to go in. So we want about 170mm wide by 94mm. So 170 by 94. Cool, so I've made my template. Just going to transfer this to a bit of sheet metal. We'll get it cut out and bent and then wait for some power to weld it in. Yeah, let's do it. Right, that's the filler plate made, so let's see if it fits. Ooh, it's a bit tight. I might be able to get it in there though. Yes. A little bit tight, but I don't mind that too much. A little bit of trimming to do, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with that. Cool. The power's back! So whilst I've been waiting for the power, I've just been getting a lick of paint on the exhaust because I ran out of stainless steel wire for the welder, so I didn't just want to paint around the welds, I thought it'd look a bit gash, so I've just painted the whole thing up to where it doesn't really need to be painted anymore. And now I guess it's time to smelt in that notch, get it melted in there and paint it, and then get the exhaust fitted back up. That's all formed now pretty much, just need to knock it up a little bit further, but that's really good to go. It fits really nice, so let's weld it in. Right, that's us melted in. I've cleaned it up as much as I can really be bothered. It doesn't need to be pristine, but yeah, it went in fine. Gonna paint it now and then wait for the paint to dry, and yeah, then we can get the exhaust in, see how it sits, and then shape the side skirt to fit, make a little heat shield for the side skirt, 'cause it's only plastic, and we should be there, I think. Of course we're not there, still got loads to do. So obviously I've still got to make some tips for this or work out what I want to do at the end, but that can't really happen until the exhaust is in the car. I'm tempted to do that now actually, so I can get an idea of what I want before I start painting stuff. Yeah, let's do that. Cool, so that's where I'm going to start to angle the pipes up from, which is sort of the kind of optimum place-ish. So we'll come up from there, so it just come up, it'll be pointing slightly more upwards instead of down, and then I might sweep them back a touch and then see if I can time them 45 degrees somehow. So I'm going to start lining up some pipe, seeing what angles I need to cut, and then we'll get it welded up. Okay guys, so whilst you was charging up, I was just sorting out the tips for the exhaust, and I'm pretty happy with the results. In fact, I'm pretty excited. Words cannot explain, but yeah, so we've kind of slash cut the 45 degrees to give us a kind of teardrop shape exhaust, and I've just set them up. They're not actually connected yet, they're just on the rubber bobbin, so I just need to kind of fill the gap in the middle, but I'm really happy with exactly how they sit. They're exactly how I wanted them to be. They should just protrude past the side skirt, and yeah, happy with that. So all that's left to do now is make the little connection that you can see there, connect them up, and that should finally be the exhaust done. It's been 2 pretty long days, but we're nearly there. Alright, so a quick workaround for the exhaust in connecting these 2 bits together. Instead of welding in metal, which wastes a lot of time and gas, I'm just going to use a bit of silicone pipe. Thought we could just connect them up. And alright, so I made them little filler bits. I've just finished welding them in. That is the exhaust fully done. Thank God for that. Need to give it another lick of paint. I'm going to have to paint these bits as well, so I might as well just do the whole pipe. Let's fit it up, make sure it still fits, then we can start sorting the side skirt out. Alright, there we are, finally all fitted up and in position. Goes on just fine. So let's try and get the side skirt in and we can start painting stuff. Cool, so I just quickly cut the side skirt to match the sort of notch that I've put into the frame itself. So that's literally just going to look dirty, there's no issue with that. I'm just going to get some aluminium, I'll get some cardboard and work out a nice sort of surround for this now. And then we'll make a little aluminium heat shield, rivet it to the side skirt. I might strengthen the underside of this a little bit, but other than that, we're all good. Oh my god, that's been a long ass day. I think that's like 12 hours solid I've been here now. But the exhaust is done. And now the question on everyone's lips is, what does it sound like? Obviously I've just got the car for ramp, so I know what it sounds like. And I think you'll be a little bit surprised. I'll put you over by the exhaust and let's fire it up. So yeah, luckily it's not insanely loud. It's definitely got that deeper tone to it. It almost sounds quite smooth compared to the old one. I suppose that's the bigger bore of the exhaust. But yeah, hopefully we'll be alright. I mean, I need to hear it properly under load. Still need to paint the exhaust properly, paint the channel, the notch that I cut into the frame, and then give it a good sort of soak into it, like a heat soak really, like warm it all up proper. But for today, that's me. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Hope it doesn't set anything on fire, hope it passes noise regs, but it looks really good. It's just a shame I've got a real tatty side skirt where I've been beating on cones and stuff, but maybe I'll see if I can find some nice cleaner skirts. Yeah, so quite a big job in the end, making a side exit exhaust for the little EG6, but it looks cool, sounds good. Obviously, like I say, I need to hear it, need to test the noise, but I'm just out of time today. I'm absolutely shattered, and I need to feed in. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. I imagine this will be quite a long episode once I've edited it all together. Apologies for sort of rushing at the end, so I didn't get a lot of footage of me making bits. Time's ticking on, I just had to get done. Cool, right, that's me for the year, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to have a look at our Facebook page. I always put pictures and stuff up there so you'll get an idea of what's going on before I can make the videos. So give us a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.